Ronald Thomas, Smeese.
Bobby Delormier. They called me Crazy Legs.
Bill Sunday. My Mohawk name is Dakota. It means a sudden change in the weather. I don't remember. I don't recall having
I got one for him. Second period, Bill.
Yeah, that's right.
They were always late coming in. I asked, no, Abe asked you guys, and you said, how come you're always late for enough? He says, when we show up, the whole crowd,
They cheer.
No, cheers.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old, like I was recruited by our local church pastor, Father Michael Jacobs. He's in the Hall of Fame as a builder. And he created right out of our school, and said, because there was no minor lacrosse. And he sent one of his ex-players. Remember Paul LaFrance?
Yep.
Yeah, he used to play in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
No, field lacrosse. No, they were famous for winning, I think, 10 years in a row. I don't know what league that was, but they won anyway. So he was our first coach. And we ranged from this size to, because there was elementary school, and I was 10 years old, and some were 9 years old, some were 11 years old, 12 years old. They kick you out after you're 16.
Yeah. Well, I come to the team through family. Like my father, he wanted me to play lacrosse, and my grandmother didn't want me to play lacrosse. But through his father, Angus, he got me pushed into lacrosse. He got me to play lacrosse. We didn't have a stick, so they gave me a stick to play. Yeah, that's how I got interested in lacrosse. I really was a baseball player, but I got interested in lacrosse. I was about 9, 10, 11.
I was about 13, 14 years old, and they got a lacrosse box in our district, and I just joined in with the team, and they had like a pickup team, and I just joined in, and that's how I got interested. And of course, I practiced quite a bit, and I developed a pretty good shot. And in 1952, the seniors had a team. We didn't have a junior team then, so one game they were having at Hogansburg Bowl, they invited me to play, and I jumped in, and I got to play with my cousins, and I did good because I played with them before. I practiced with them, so they kept me. They decided to keep me, and that's how I got started.
Oh, I would say these two. I was a defenseman after a while.
Luckily, I was a scorer, and the guy to punish for.
That's why he's got a sore back.
I got sore back, sore knees. Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin and I, the guy in the picture there, Abe, him and I were defensemen, and we used to have 3 guys his size. They're all like this. They call them Smurfs.
Yeah.
3 Smurfs. And
they're
like this. No, they're fast. No.
Yeah.
There was Frankie and Morley Cook and him. They're all the same size, and they're fast, and
the Smurf line, yeah.
No, they're like this. No, they're like darts. So all we did was just feed them the ball.
Yeah.
And they scored. Oh, it was after our junior days, and I joined Billy's team in '54 as a goalie. There was you'll see it in my history book over there, and it says the present coach at that time, his name was James Caldwell. He was an Army veteran. His one leg was stiff, and he got injured in this combat, and they could never get him to bend his leg again. So he was Father Jacob's coach, and Billy and his cousin Bobby were playing. So I said, I used to go and watch, because I had started a family by then, and I was working on the Seaway project, and when he said, I need a goalie, he says there was a big urban renewal in Syracuse, and both goalies took off. He says, I'm stuck for this Sunday's games. He says, well, I never played goalie before. He says, we'll teach you. And they had some antique equipment too, that baseball catcher's mask, the great big wire bars. Little skimpy arm pads and shoulder pads, and the chest protector came only to here, so you had to put your hand out like this. I think that's before they invented the jock, the cup. Yeah.
The cup.
But I made my own. I made adjustments on the equipment. Because I had my father's shoulder pads, and it was about that wide. I just sewed it into my other one. So I had great big shoulders. And I couldn't feel the ball after that. So I made some renovations on the mask too. I hung one of the plastic under the chin to protect my long skinny neck at that time. I don't know. I just did it for self-preservation. I think every mask is like that. Now it's got that little. It kind of floats like this. Mine wasn't as elegant as that, but I know I did the job. Well, him and I played together, seniors. Well, we played a lot of hockey together. But no, as a senior, that was only, like he mentioned, there was no minor system on the res. The only minor system was Father Jacobs there with orange and a sandwich, and it was with a hot dog.
Hot dog and a Coke.
Yeah. Yeah, he was famous for that. So,
Yeah. No money, this hot dog and a Coke.
Right up to, right up to senior age.
Yeah.
Some of us got started pretty early. No, we were still junior age when we were playing for the seniors.
We played the Green Gales, so we played them some exhibition games.
Yeah.
Green Gales.
And, when they were junior A, yeah.
And a team from Syracuse came down, and they were saying that they had invited one time the great football player.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown was with them one time and came down and played against them, and he was.
He played both football and lacrosse, field lacrosse in Syracuse.
They had a ceremony in Syracuse on August. Our team went up there to play against him, right? And he played for Syracuse on August then. He was strong. He couldn't take the ball out, but he's got to poke the ball out of his stick and it comes out. And he was so stiff.
Yeah, he was a good runner.
He's a good runner. Yeah, he could run through you, but other than that, his stick was too stiff. His arm was too stiff. He's too strong. Yeah. But once you got the ball, you ran. He caught up to you anyway. So yeah, he was a good gentleman. He was a gentleman. He was. He played that game as he didn't go out there to hurt somebody. He just wanted to play the game. He loved the game, he says.
Oh, he ended up in Hollywood too.
Yeah.
He did a lot of movies.
He still movies, yeah.
I watched them play football and football in pro football, and it takes three men to stop him.
Yeah.
Two guys can't stop him because he's that strong.
That's strong, yeah.
He was a running back.
Well, he was like a dart too. Going like this, they couldn't nail him. Even if you got him, you had to get him. You had to tackle his legs, otherwise it'd be bounce right off him. He was so strong. I know I went for a fly off a hip check when we were playing in the Quebec League. It was a he's a football player, just a little guy too, but he's a lineman.
Yeah.
No, but he's solid all the way straight down. He's shaped like you, this way, but he wasn't very tall. But I tried to go around him, and he just went like this, and I went flying. I went right against the wall like this, and I didn't say anything. But I got up. Mike Mitchell, he wrote a book about Oren when he was describing some of the guys that he used to play against my father, and Shine George and Louis Sunday, his uncle. And he said the hardest shot was my father's. he was a goalie in Syracuse University himself, so he didn't know how meager their equipment is. In college, no, they don't even wear leg pads or no, they got a little chest protection. That's it. No mask.
Yeah.
Or nothing. It's a helmet, but no mask.
Yeah.
And they got a great that big stick that uses that to. He said, well, they came like he mentioned. Jim Brown was with him when they came down to play our guys there, and this was on Mike's book, and he said he was describing the impact it made on his stomach, and so he couldn't breathe. He collapsed on the ground, and he was kneeling there, going like this, and the guys are trying to. The trainer came running over and says, "You all right?" He says, "I couldn't even speak." So that was amusing. I read that in one of the lacrosse books that Mike's penned. Well, that would have to be the Valleyfield Quebec League, just because I was. You were seeing my history over there. I played a lot of 1 year at a time, and go to work, and 2-3 years, and come back and play again. So that was kind of a yo-yo career. And I think the best years we had was in Valleyfield, because most of our guys were together. Frankie was there, Larry Martin, Abe, and Wally Rompoint. He played up west too. And that was a good team. Dennis Jacobs, he's from here. I think he's still alive. Huh?
Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, he was younger than us.
Yeah.
And that was about the best successful team that I ever played for. Even with our senior team, that kind of faded away when the Seaway project started. The league there was too much traveling back and forth, and they more or less folded during the Seaway, right?
Yeah, Seaway. Yeah.
About 57 that started.
Yeah.
There was a healthy league. ELA was a healthy league before that. Well, once the Seaway started, everybody went to work, and they forgot about lacrosse.
When I was playing lacrosse here with these guys, I was youngest. I was the youngest of the bunch. And I got this guy named Enos Hemlock came to my house, and he says that, do you know that we recruit you to Whitby, the junior A? And I said, no, I didn't know that. He says, all you got to do is get there. I never got a ride there. I never went. So I played with these guys. I was only 16 or 17. And that's one of the highlights of my, Then after I went out, I went to Niagara Falls, and I played for Niagara Falls Scobies. There was intermediate A, senior A, it's close to senior A. We won the championship there. They both played. And I went up there with, they call it, with Abe and Frankie, the older guys, all these guys.
Cap was there.
Yeah, Cap was playing for Six Nations then, yeah. And the year after, 61, they asked us to play senior A, major A. And that's one of my highlights there. And after I played a few years for Ross Paulus in Six Nations, I played him 64, 65. I played for him there. Well, that's why I knew Cap and all those guys there, yeah. Hall of Famer there, Buck Smith. I knew him. That went on, and I came back. Well, I came back to the Buffalo area. They had a league, NALA, North American Lacrosse Association. And I told them, I was just bragging, I was just kidding around. I said, I'm going to score 3 goals in that league because I scored a lot of goals in the OLA. You can't do it. So, so I did. I averaged 3 points something a game in that league for the whole year. Yeah, that was my highlights. Yeah, and we won the first year we won the championship in that league because they didn't know how to pass the ball like they do in OLA at that league, see, at that time. The way we set up our power plays and stuff like that, yeah. And that was right up there with the scoring too. And the highlights was when I played against Whitby. Orangeville was my highlight. Ross Paulus goes to me, he says, there's a big fight, 5 minutes left of the game. Big fight, the whole team. I didn't go in, I was sitting on the bench at that time, so he says to me, Bobby, what? Kill that penalty. We're 4-on-3 for the whole game now. You got to kill that penalty. And we're up 13-11. Man, I took a beating. I racked that ball. I took a beating all over the place. But then they score on us, 13-12 now. Minute to go. Bobby, get out there, kill that penalty. There you go again. I racked that ball everywhere I can. I could run them, you know. I could move here and there, and man, I was beat to the game. We won 13-12 anyway, but that was it. Yeah, that was one of the highlights I played. Yeah, yeah.
I think best games I played was Niagara Falls when against Ross Paulus' team. We always ended up playing with them in the end.
In the finals, yeah.
Playoff. I guess it was in probably 59,
60,
60,
yeah, 60,
59.
yeah, 60. Yes, we played together, yeah.
And had some good games. We had I guess you could call it an all-star team because there was players from here that joined Tuscarora, and there was players from Six Nations that come on our team. And the Seymour brothers from Six Nations, and Thomas, I think Thomas brothers.
Yes.
Brothers,
Seymour Thomas and Thomas.
They play with us, and
That's the one I used to wear that football helmet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and of course our team, our line, we took a while. It took a little while to get reorganized, but we once we got together again, we played some pretty good games. And those are the games that I recall. And when you think back, I always tell my friends, I said that for me, I think I was lucky, and because I played with the best lacrosse players that, you know, from our community, which is Ronnie's father and his Angus George,
Enos,
John Jacobs,
Sunday.
and against Ross Paulus. I guess you know the Paulus brothers are, and that if you can play against them and beat them, I think you really achieve something.
Six Nations and our team played against each other here in Cornwall. Yeah, that was a battle. We went up there, they beat us pretty bad. They came back, we were ready for them. It was a good game, back and forth, back and forth. That was a good game to watch. The three of us played that against the Six Nation team, Ross Paulus' team. Yeah. I was about 17 or 18. 18, I guess, yeah. It was,
they were mid-20s for us.
yeah, mid-20s for these guys, yeah.
We must have been about what, 21, 22?
Yeah, because that place was packed when we played against them.
Yeah, I started when I was
Yeah.
18. You started that before 17, you know?
They can argue if they want. I started late.
Well, we always saved the best for last. Yes, my father. They were, well, like I said, he didn't know when he first went there. After the league kind of died out here, before the Seaway, during the Seaway, more or less, like fizzled out. So that's he had just been back from Vancouver, so he was up there in early 40s, 39, 38, 40. And that's where he met Harry Smith. He said he was a damn good boxer too.
Yeah.
So he used to fight all the time in their games. He didn't even know who he was. They got along together. But after you know how you go after the game, to have a couple of Coca-Colas and stuff. they finally followed their tree, their family tree, and she said, "Hey, we're cousins." So they hug each other. And I was watching, much later after my father was gone already, and I was watching one of them programs where they do history for famous actors, and especially native actors, and they were doing a special on him. I think it was some network in Canada was doing it, and they were talking about Harry Smith, Tonto, and all that, nicknames that he had. His real name was Harry Smith, and that's when they went to that demonstration game in LA. They were getting off a team bus, and he was the first one off. And I was sitting there watching, and said, "Well, Then I saw my father was walking behind us, you know, coming down the 2 steps on the bus. Hey, that's Dad! Jeez, I was surprised as hell. 'Cause, no, he told me that he had played a demonstration game, but no, this is not on TV. No, this is a history lesson for me. You know, that was interesting. Then, like you say, that's where Harry got recruited as a companion for Lone Ranger. And we used to watch that all the time too when I was growing up.
The only one I didn't know was him. I knew all his brothers.
Oh, he was the oldest. Huh?
Yeah, he's the
he was
oldest.
the oldest one.
His other brother would live with my sister. I used to work for him as a line worker. Cecil Smith. And I met them all. I met them all when we had a family reunion. We go to their place in Six Nations, yeah. So that's where I met all those guys, except Jewish Shiver. Never came back to the rest because he was a movie star. You had to make so I never met him. I met the rest of them though. Yeah.
I used to come home, just about every 10 years.
Maybe, yeah, but not often.
Not often,
Just to see his mother. Yeah, his mother was a Mohawk Seneca.
Because his movie was with the Lone Ranger. That was a serial. Huh?
Yeah.
So it was on. You had to be there every week. To continue.
The
That's right in their
Mohawks.
contract.
The Mohawks from here taught him how to speak Mohawk on that TV stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was famous guy. I think he's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone. He's dead. He's one of the first ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, our old system was you stayed on the floor. Now it's offense and defense.
Yeah.
You kill the pen. You get the possession back, and you go hit for the bench, and the offensive guys come out. That's the only difference to me.
Yeah.
We used to play
I think it's faster now.
200 feet.
I think it's faster now than it was years ago. We could rack the ball years ago and be a hero, be a star. Now you can't do that now. You got to get rid of that ball now. Yeah, that's the difference. Because shot clock came in. That's another
30
thing.
seconds,
Yeah.
30 seconds.
That's what I was telling you about when I was playing for Ross. He'd kill you that penalty. I could kill him for a whole minute, but 30 seconds, the whistle blows, you know. Now, yeah.
Our cousin Eddie. Remember
Eddie too, yeah. His cousin Eddie, yeah.
Penalty killer.
Yeah.
He played in the Hogansburg
That's his picture
Bowl,
right
too.
there with his picture.
The senior B Lacrosse
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
They used to get that ball and they couldn't take it away from him.
Yeah.
You had a certain way of putting the brakes on. You drag his
But you
one
drag
way.
his knee.
No, come to a dead stop and the guy would go right by. I don't know how the hell he did that. He would, I must be sitting on the ground and dragging his right leg behind him. It comes to a stop. The guy goes by and he gets up, goes the other way, and 2 minutes are gone. The Hogansburg Bowl was outside box. Onondaga, that's what they had for years and years.
For years, yeah.
They used to call it the Dust Bowl because it was all sand. They had holes like this. So you had to watch when you're running, otherwise you pull your leg muscle. Well, it's the whole highlight is playing, and afterwards everybody had a favorite tavern that they used to frequent in Hogansburg. It was called Pines Inn, and it was only walking distance from the Hogansburg Bowl.
After we swim in a dam to get washed.
That was the shower right there.
That's our shower at the dam.
The bar was just across the bridge, just a short couple of strokes down the road, and you're there. That was.
We talk about our mistakes.
Now it's a gas station.
Yeah.
We had a big lacrosse factory here a few years ago. I think that was the only lacrosse factory in the country. And because of the process, how they make sticks, wooden sticks, the plastic sticks come in because they can produce it faster. And at that time, lacrosse started getting popular. They needed more sticks, so they went to plastic or fiberglass, and that's how our lacrosse factory kind of lost out because they couldn't supply the demand at the time.
Well, I think the raw material, like the hickory sticks, the hickory was getting rarer and rarer. The farther they had to go no greater distance to go and get some in the forest somewhere. That runs into money when you got to hire a big truck just to haul your material back. So it wasn't feasible after a while. Pete was one of the last owners of the Lacrosse factory. Him and Frankie bought the franchise along with the investor from Cornwall. And they more or less, like you said, they got out-hustled by the plastic. All the colleges they transferred to, because there was less wear and tear on your body, because field lacrosse, there's hardly any equipment. And you don't wear nothing, just jock strap maybe, that's it. And,
yeah, they tried to outlaw the wooden sticks.
yeah.
I went to one of the Hall of Fame inductions in St. Catharines. Ross Paulus spoke about this wooden stick. They're not to be outlawed. They're the original sticks. They're the original people made it. They're the original people that played it. Why are you taking these sticks away from them? That's the OLA rules. See? So at that time and moment, Mike Mitchell, he came after, and he spoke the same thing at another induction. So that's why we can still use wooden sticks, but not as much. They figured that the plastic sticks are a lot easier and better. Well, which is probably true. But I never used the plastic stick.
I've seen some games that the goalie wear.
The goalie got them because he still buys them here.
They're wide.
They still buy them here or from Alfred Jock.
Long handle on it.
Yeah. I did. I used to buy sticks here. I used to call from Niagara Falls to here, the certain division named Wallace Round Point. They said, Wallace, he knew what I wanted. I need a stick. I'll be home next weekend. It's okay, I have it ready. So I come home for the stick. All right, now, that broke. So I had to go to Logan's stick. Williams' stick from 6 Days. I used those sticks too, but they made it the way, I took the frame with me, and they made it the same way. It was a good stick.
A copy, yeah.
Well,
Wasn't there an Anderson too? Lacrosse maker?
No, I don't think so. Not in Six Nations anyway.
Yeah.
There was the Logans and the Martins too. Martins too, yeah. Because the reason I know all this because my wife's from there.
There's Etchian sticks
from Oka.
Yeah,
Kanisadag, yeah.
I don't know if there's, I think they still make it.
I don't know, yeah.
Well, there was an old man here that used to make sticks, Mitchell Peters.
Mitchell Peters too, yeah. Mitchell Peters made them too.
Abe and I, that's where we used to get our sticks. No, how you got to tell them what width you want. Defenseman, you got to wear, you use 7/8, 8/8. Forwards are only enough for that ball to go in. So yeah, you used to make special sticks for the players.
He says, Wallace Rumpa, he says to him, this is how you face off. I'll make it longer. Usually you put the ball in the middle of the stick, right? Now, you put it between the nets. You say, you go like this, you push it up and push it back. You got a long net, he says. By the time they get it out, you say, you got the stick. They got 10 of your stick. That was a trick to be heard, yeah. That was
they got specially built.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players, that's where they go to Round Point stick factory, and they tell them what. You just bring a copy of one that's broke or something. Says, I want the same thing. No, they find it's accept the ball like nothing.
No factory. We can't do that except for Ernie or Mark Mitchell. Yeah.
I'm so old-fashioned. I never tried the.
I never did either. Never did either.
Never tried the
plastic. Never. I did. I was uncomfortable with it. I went back to the old one.
It was too light or something.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt when you get slashed. It's a wood stick. It hurts when you slash.
Yeah, when you play defense, that's why you need wood.
Wood. Yeah. You know where the pads are. From here to here, there's no pads. Yeah. That's the old sticks. They taught me. All these old guys here. See. Yeah.
Who?
This guy here. Yeah. Well, the guys from Peterborough, what's his name? The goalie. Wooten, the goalie. I couldn't score on him for nothing, that guy. And he's older than I was,
Yeah, he used to come down
here.
here.
Yeah, he's come here, yeah.
He used to bring, what's his name? Your buddy from Tuscarora used to bring him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that were, they're probably just above junior age. They were ready to graduate into senior. And they used to bring them guys, because they had potential. And the ones I followed later on, they were all playing in the Senior A, Mann Cup and all that, the competitions.
Yeah, I played against the old man Bob and the young Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, young Bob Jr. Buckman, yeah. And there's another guy from Gary, from St. Catherine. Gary, he's ball-headed. He's really good with that stick. Gary Moore, he played here in the Mann Cup here in Cornwall one year. He's the one I played against. He was a hell of a lacrosse player, yeah. And he taught me a lot just by talking to him, you know. And there's Ham Nelson from St. Catherine's. They're all gone, these guys now. They're all older than I was. I was just a kid. And there's a lot of guys I could go on and on, but you know, that's the only I can think of. The Krogan brothers from Tuscarora. They were good. They taught me. Yeah.
Yeah, his father used to form a team, pickup
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
no, up and coming stars in
Yeah.
Ontario, and he'd come down here and play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was an annual event. That was.
Steve Cook, he's in the Hall of Fame too, yeah. There's always somebody you can't think right now. I didn't mention the players I played against.
Well, I think
Yeah.
the most impressive player that I ever played against as a defenseman was Buck Smith.
Oh, Roger Buck.
He
I
was
played
like a
with
dart.
him too, yeah, I played with him.
Going
Yeah.
like that.
He's
You
one
think
of-
he's going that way, and he jumps across, and he's by you. Bye, and you can't catch him.
He was good. Buck Smith was, he was CLA. He not Hall of
Yeah,
Fame
he
in
ended up-
CLA.
he ended up
Canadian
with,
lacrosse.
Mann Cup.
Yep.
He won
Yeah,
Mann Cup,
couple
right?
years
Yeah.
he won it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play lacrosse, you play lacrosse. If you want to scrap at him, don't. He's small, but he's a scrapper. Yeah, Buck Smith.
Well, the best bet is to go for college scholarships, you know. And there's enough junior players right now that they're pretty. Some of them jump right direct to Syracuse and even down south near Maryland's got always have a top class college division. They're number one. Albany's got a strong program right now too. So a lot of them are like what's his name? 3 or 4 of our juniors. That's where they went.
The Shenandoah went down there. Yeah.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Syracuse is well known, and there's another Division III in Syracuse that's called Onondaga Community.
College.
That's
Yeah.
where my 2 grandsons went to it for 2 years, and they won both years. They won the division.
Yeah, I recommend if you're senior or junior in high school, if you're a good lacrosse player, you've got a talent, get your studies going and go to school. Or somebody will recruit you somewhere. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, they won't just bring you up just because you're a good player. You got to have something up
Yeah,
here.
you got to have passing grades.
You
and all
got to
that
make the
stuff.
grade. No,
Years ago, we can be ironworkers. See, if you don't go to,
yeah.
Now it's changed. Now it's changed.
I think lacrosse is a great game. It keeps you sharp.
Yeah.
It keeps you alert. It builds confidence, and you make if you're a lacrosse player, you make a lot of contacts with people, and when you make contacts, you learn more. And one example is I made a couple of contacts when I was playing lacrosse. One was in Connecticut, where this man. I was in a park with my cousin playing lacrosse, and this man approached us, and he asked me how long have I been playing the game, and I told him, and he says, "I noticed you can handle that stick pretty good." And he says he went to school with Bud Palmer. That's Arnold. He's Arnold Palmer's brother. He says I went to school with him. He said he played lacrosse, and we started talking. And then he offered me a job. He was an insurance agent. So he says he gave me his card, and he says if you want a job, he says give me a call. And it was, I think it was just because I played the game. It's just how we met. So I told him I'd give me a month or at least to think about it. Anyways, in the end, My wife didn't want to move. She says, I don't want to be in a city. This is in Hartford, Connecticut. And so that was it. But at least I was offered a good job. And another time, I was able to get a job too because I played sports, game of lacrosse. So I think sports, any sport, but lacrosse is a great game. It's a great sport. I think I encourage young people to play the game, and because it teaches them discipline too.
Well, you meet a lot of people. I remember the owner and general manager at the Valleyfield League. His name is Rainey. He calls me every birthday and he says, "You know what?" Says, "You're the last surviving player from St. Regis." No, from there. So he calls me every year. He was here for my wife's when she passed away. He was here, and it's a condolences. So you make friends, indirectly, and sometimes you get along with everybody, and sometimes you don't. So, but it helps when you're involved with sports. You got to live the rest of your life after you retire too. So you gotta have friends somewhere.
Yeah, my son played hockey for St. Catherine Falcons, and I used to go watch him play. And this older man, two older men come up to me and said, "Did you ever play with a guy with the name of Frankie Benedict?" I said, "Yeah." "You were the two smallest guys on the team," he says. "You did more damage to my team," he says. Yeah, that's the reason I think it's fun to socialize with other old foes, I say, that you played against. Yeah, they still remember us,